how far can you think ahead? You know, how far are you thinking ahead in terms of what you're actually fucking capable of? You know, and I feel like in any crazy fucking endeavor, if you were to look at somebody and think like, oh man, would I be able to do what that guy's doing? Fuck. Typically, what somebody's gonna say is like, oh, I don't know if I've got I don't know if I've got the hand-eye coordination for something like that, or like, oh, I'm not really a numbers kind of guy, or whatever. It's like anybody that's doing anything crazy cool compared to somebody who's never done it before, maybe 99 times out of 10, the guy watching is kind of gonna attribute somebody else's success to just like random ass fucking, you know, I don't know what the hell I'm trying to say there. Just random ass, uncontrollable circumstance and luck. You know, I mean that's pretty classic, right? Nobody's gonna look at somebody who's fucking shredding on the guitar in front of 100,000 people on stage and think, wow, that guy must practice a lot. That guy must really put a lot of time into that. They're just gonna think, holy fuck, that guy's fucking, I could never do that. And that's kind of a cheat code. The fact that that's the case, I think, is kind of a cheat code to get yourself hyped up, because it's just not the right way to go about it. Right? Looking at somebody in their end state compared to you in your beginner state is the craziest fucking thing you could ever do in the world. And now, sure, it can give you something to kind of aim towards, but that, you know, that's crazy talk. So the way I look at it, in any field, right? In any field, I mean, when we see the statistics where it's like a TikTok post and it's like only 1% of people in the entire world can bench 315. Are you gonna join the 1%? It's just, you know, random silly shit like that. And that's not silly, but yeah, sure. Like, even if that statistic, even if that statistic is correct, it's not the whole story. That's not the whole fucking story. You know, if you were to actually get a much more accurate sort of view of the situation, sure, whatever. And this number's probably not true, but let's just play along with it. Let's say 1% of the world can bench 315. I'm not saying that's the point of anything, but let's follow me here. Maybe that's true. What percentage of the world are even trying? 10? Maybe 10? And then, what percent of the world are even trying and actually putting like a real effort into it? You know, what? Cut that number down to 5. Cut that number down to 3. And then what percentage guys are actually, you know, interested in locking in for more than 6 months at a time and actually going to lock into their diet and actually care about their training and make adjustments and consistently fucking push it on the regular? That number probably comes down to 1%. The guys with results are not just magically the guys with results drawn out of a fucking hat. It's the guys who have put in the amount of time necessary to get those results. And the whole point of what I was just saying there was like, well, how many people are even trying? And like, okay, these guys are actually trying. These guys are actually trying hard. And this small percentage is actually doing everything that they can and optimizing every little bit of their routine to make sure that they're on track to whatever their given goal is. That percentage is so small. So when I look at that and when I think about things like that, all that's telling me is, okay, the more fucking locked in I can get, and the more little aspects of everything else that I can improve upon and consistently meet the requirements of day after day after day, it's no longer a question of if. And this is what I like about working out so much, is it's barely a fucking skill issue. It's barely like, oh, I don't have the talent for, you know, I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, there's fucking prodigies out there. You know, there's guys where they're gonna fucking pick up a basketball and 2 years later, they're, you know, getting like college offers or just, you know, random shit like that. We've all kind of heard the stories. But for the other 99% of the world, I'm not joking. Anybody who does anything fucking cool did everything that it took to get there. So, you know, when somebody might think like, dude, come to the gym is fucking every day, dude, including the drive, that's like 2 hours a day. That's fucking unreasonable. Well then maybe getting gains is just unreasonable for that guy, you know? Like, I got I always get comments on the forearm days. It's like, what kind of guy would drive all the way to the gym just to hit forearms and calves? Who would do that? Now, apart from the obvious answer being this guy, I can tell you who would do that. Somebody who wants bigger forearms and somebody who wants bigger calves. The answer's right there in front of you. So, I mean, it just kind of depends on you, man. Let's see which way they turn it. EMS car. Oh, whatever. So, what was I about to say? What was I getting at there? And you'll see it. You know, you don't have to, apart from the fact that you can see every top dog ever, and, you know, with a really fucking huge rise of social media and kind of making a spectacle out of whatever given thing you're interested in, which lets us see some pretty serious, actual, like, detailed info about guys who are actually killing it. Just look at your gym. Look at the fucking top dog in your gym. And I'm not even saying somebody who's like has the craziest results ever, but someone who's got legit results. They know what they're doing. They're going hard on a consistent basis. It's not magic. It's not fucking magic, man. That guy shows up on the regular. He knows about his diet. He knows about his sleep. He knows about making adjustments to his training, not hurting himself. And he just consistently fucking shows up. Like, working out, I like the fact that it's a long-term, just accrual of progress, as long as you're actually, you know, doing everything reasonably right. So how you can kind of think about it, like every time you go to the gym, man, you're just fucking, you're just adding what's a good word here? You're putting a little scoop of water into a bottle, right? You're adding some rocks to the pile. You're digging another shovel worth of dirt out of the hole. So every time you show up and every time you're on point, if you do that on the regular, even if every day you're not even making 1% improvements, you're making 0.01% improvements, over time, those will add up, and those will add up exponentially. So on a day-by-day basis, I mean, you're not going to expect anything crazy. But the longer you work out, guess what's going to happen, man? Fast forward like a year, if you haven't run into somebody and then you suddenly see them again, they're going to notice. Fast forward 2 years, dude, 2 years of serious working out and then tracking your diet and kind of optimizing all your hydration and everything, you can become completely unrecognizable. And I've seen it. You know, I get tagged in all the fat loss transformations or like the workout journeys and everything else. I see it so fucking often. And those guys especially, I know for a fact that they understand what I'm saying. Because, and what I'm talking about is the guys who have made like serious fat loss transformations where they started off like pretty overweight, 2 years past, reasonably fucking jacked. So the reason why I like those guys the most is because they had to get everything right from the get-go. If your fitness journey started off a bit, you know, on the fucking heavier side, you know, you've got a chore, you've got this excess body fat to take care of, then that means that you didn't get to just start lifting and then leave the diet side alone. That's pretty often. I mean, if you're just a regular kind of normal 15-12% body fat guy and you start working out, you're gonna grow muscle, you're gonna be big. But the diet portion of things, you don't actually have to fucking seriously optimize to make the gains you want. As a beginner, you can eat the normal food that you normally eat. Just adding weight training is gonna give you results. But for somebody to go through the process of not only making their beginner gains, but also peeling off their body fat that they don't need anymore, not that they ever needed it in the first place, but you get what I'm saying, they have to have everything pretty much on point from the beginning. Calories, discipline, training, consistency, everything.